Welcome to the Leadership TKO podcast, your source of strategies and insight to make you a winning leader. With no further ado, here is your host, Lakeisha McKnight. All right, well, hello, everyone. Hello. Lakeisha McKnight is here. I want to welcome all of you who may be listening in right now on the Leadership TKO, the night show via podcast. For those of you who are on that platform, welcome to you. And for each and every one of you, if you are actually a part of the webinar platform, we welcome you here to this very special occasion. And so for those of you who are listening via podcast and those of you who are tuning in via this platform here today, we have something special going on. We have a little bit of a duel going on. And I will share with you a little bit more about each and every part that's involved tonight. But I will tell you that this is the Leadership TKO station / of course, the TKO Global Reality Show that you are a part of on this evening. Now, normally, we all know, of course, the flow of things. We've changed the flow up just a little bit so that we have a little bit more structure going on with our podcasting and everything else. So tonight, indeed, is Pro Speaker Thursday. We have a special speaking training going on while we're also doing the TKO Global Reality Show interview. And so we have the wonderful honor of being able to interview Toccara Steele, who was actually one of the launch leaders, part of the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. So we're going to really dive in just a few moments and just speak with her. And as you may see, she's on the screen right now for those watching on the webinar platform. And those who are listening on the podcast, you'll be hearing from her. So thank you so much once again for those of you who are present live with us. We're just excited. So go ahead, Toccara, greet them to say hello before we dive in.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday, and I am so excited to be on this platform. As you guys know.
Uh-oh, what just happened? I'm not connected to the meeting. Huh? What just happened? See? Let's see. So we're continuing. We're here. We're rebooting, okay, so that we can get Toccara back on. I have no idea as to what's going on, so hopefully everyone is still there. Technology always tries to get the best. So
is now muted.
So she's in the process of greeting people. I am indeed back. Hopefully, there we go. Boom. It says no camera is detected. Hold on. I'm coming back. Oh, gosh. I don't know what that was that just happened. Let me see if I can get the video back. That was weird. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm still here in the background. That was so weird. And it's saying that it cannot find my camera. Interesting. Yeah, it's all good. You can hear me still. So, hey, what I'm going to also try to do, everyone, is I'm going to try to log out and log back in. Maybe it's a little bit of a glitch in the system, but we're going to keep moving. It's all and look, Janine is actually here too, so she knows the deal when it comes to these things. So hold on a second, everyone. I'm going to try to log out and log right back in. Let's see. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's try this one more time. All right, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Those of you who are on the podcast also. We are definitely going to get this in. We're going to get this done. I don't know what exactly happened. There was a glitch in the camera for those who are on the webinar platform. And so we're going to try to get that back up. And if it doesn't, we're just going to continue on with the audio. We're going to continue moving with that. It looks like we may be able to get it back on, though, because my signal is
Your
on.
line is now muted.
All right, everybody. So it looks like I might be able to do my webcam. There we go.
Unmuted.
Awesome. Woo! Can you all hear me? Because, that was awesome. Yay. Technology, I tell you the truth. But yeah, welcome back, everybody. For me, anyway, welcome back. But thank you so much, everyone, for your patience with technology. But I'm glad to be here on this evening. Again, we have the TKO Global Reality Show going on in conjunction to a special training that we're providing for you on today, since it is indeed Pro Speaker Thursday. So what we're going to do, just to begin and open a few things up, we're going to talk about just kind of a little bit about the dynamics of speaking, just a tad bit, and kind of transition into our interview. So first and foremost, I want to just say that every one of us has a unique message that we have the ability to share. Everyone. Now, based on your personality, that would also reveal the type of speaker that you will be best suited for. I don't know how many of you may agree with that, but there are certain types of speakers, that works best for the type of personality that you have. So I want you to just take a moment at this particular time and think about who you are as a person, really. Would you consider yourself to be an introvert? Or would you consider yourself to be an extrovert? Think about that for a couple of seconds. All right. Now, some people will say, I'm, a little bit of a hybrid of both, right? And that might be the case. But we all know that there is a dominating type of personality that will reveal itself the most. And if you go to any type of function, it can be a special function like a conference, or it can be a networking event, you can immediately tell which one is most dominant, whether you're most introverted or extroverted. Those individuals who have no problem introducing themselves to people upon entering the room, yeah, they're an extrovert. So if you find yourself going into a room and you're just like, hey, my name is such and such, nice to meet you, you know who you are. You are more of an extrovert type. But if you go in, you're quickly like, man, I gotta go find my seat. You might actually be an introvert because you're trying to get yourself planted. You're trying to stay to yourself. That's like your comfort zone. Your seat is your comfort zone. Well, some people say that you do need some time to yourself. Okay, that's just a part of human nature. You need time to regroup. You need time to get yourself together. But at the same time, you know that if you're the type of person that really doesn't like to be alone, you really like that interaction with people, then you're more on the extroverted side. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with being an introvert or an extrovert. The only concern comes into place where it impacts your ability to socialize, or you over socialize. You know those individuals where you're like, okay, boo, that's a little bit too much, right? You have those individuals who are just super bubbly. You're like, hi, it's nice to meet you. You're like, wait a minute. Bring it down. Bring it down just a little bit. So we have those individuals who are on the far end of the spectrum. And with those individuals in mind, here is what I'm going to share. There are various types of roles that may be best suitable based on your degree of introvertedness and extrovertedness. Okay, some people say they're more like leaning towards the middle, but I believe that the most dominant area would be a little further to the left or a little bit further to the right. Okay, so I want you to think about that. We're going to definitely dip back in and we're going to come back. We're going to talk about some of these roles and how to really match it up so you'll see which roles are best suitable for you. But in the meantime, I want to introduce someone, right? Now, here's the deal. We want to thank Mark Zuckerberg for his wonderful efforts of connecting people because he did an amazing job in being able to do that, right? Bringing the world together with the lovely, as my grandmother would say it, the face to the book, right? So wonderful job. We thank Facebook for the ability to connect people and definitely help people to just make a greater difference in the world by developing relationships from a distance. Right. And so what I'm going to do is just allow our launch leader, one of the launch leaders of a wonderful campaign. It's the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign that started earlier this year. And it was started by 5 other amazing women. They decided to partner up with the iLead company, and we're here, and we're doing some amazing things around the world. So I want to introduce to each and every one of you Toccara Steele. So Toccara, definitely introduce yourself, share a little bit about who you are, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you so much. As I said, Facebook is a way to not just you and I, but even all of us who make up the
I think you're breaking up just a little bit, Toccara.
oh boy.
Yeah, it's kind of like going in and out, like the audio, just a little.
Let's make some adjustments.
All right, Toccara is going to be right back. But she's just introducing herself, trying to get her internet steady so we don't have any more wonderful interruptions. So here we are. I do see Darletha is here. Hey, Darletha, thank you so much for watching on the platform. Hey, Janine. Of course, I knew Janine was going to be here. Janine is the trooper. She's a trooper. I think there's a few other people on the platform this evening. I think I see Ranisha. I see, let's see, there's another Janine on the platform tonight. I also see, let's see, we're just doing a little bit of a check-in while we get Toccara back up here. Let's see who we see. And if you have questions for Toccara or about speaking in general, we're going to definitely do some speaking, some question and answer moments, okay? So definitely write down any questions that you might have, all right, that you might have. And of course, pardon me if there's a little bit of a glare. We're going to try to adjust our lighting just a little bit. That's in front of me. Yeah, that might work. That might work a little bit better. But it's a little dark. Let's do that. And now I have a dot in my glasses. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah, maybe if yeah, there we go. There we go. But yeah, write down your questions, everyone, that you might have as it pertains to speaking. Right now, we're trying to get Tocara's video back in as well. Even if she can't do video, we'll definitely have her in via audio, everyone. But what I will say is this. There are various roles. Hopefully you had a chance to review the message of the day on the blog. Now, if you haven't visited the blog lately, I do encourage you to do so because we try to update the blog with great content. That blog web address is www.leadershiptko.com/blog. But the blog message has also been posted on the timeline, so be sure to review the entire message. It goes over all of the roles, or at least the majority of the popular ones out there, so that you'll be able to review some of those speaking roles that you can apply to your business. So that is indeed what I would love for you to do. And then you'll also be able to match up based on your personality what speaking roles will be best for you. And remember, for those of you who stay to the very end of the interview/training, you will have a special gift inbox to you. That's right. You're going to get a special gift in your inbox. So make sure before this training is out, send me an inbox message and say, I'm here. That's all you need to do. Okay. That lets me know you are present for the training. So go ahead and do that right now while we're trying to get Toccara back up and running. Go ahead and send me an inbox message on Facebook. Say, hey, I'm here. That lets me know that you are present. All right. So Toccara, how are things working? I see you. I think I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep.
It's not echoey?
Let's see. Keep talking. Yeah, it's a little choppy too with the video. It's kind of like slow motion.
All right, let's see. I'm trying different outlets here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody. So even in the meantime, I want to just dip. I'm going to dip a little bit, okay? And we're going to talk about these roles. All right, so I did get a check-in from Darletha. Darletha says, I'm here. Awesome. Thank you for the confirmation, Darletha. Get you that special gift via inbox to you, okay? So how many of you, you can go ahead and you can actually interact with me on the live platform, the webinar platform. There should be a chat area. I want you to share with me just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit about your speaking experience. How many of you have been doing public speaking or have been a speaker, whether free or paid, for 3 or less years? So up to 3 years, okay? How many of you have been speaking? Between 0 to 3 years. Go ahead and share that with me. Okay. Gotcha, Janine Harriet Brown. Gotcha, Darletha. Okay. So between 0 and 3 years, you fit into that category of the time frame. Ranisha, okay. All right, so many of you on the live webinar platform have really got your feet in there. Okay, got your feet wet. And I totally understand. This is the critical years, all right? And I just want you to know that there is life, there is success beyond just being a keynote speaker, okay? And how many of you, even with putting your business together, how many of you are really kind of focused in on being a keynote speaker as a speaker? That's the primary role that you listed as you being a part of. Most people don't really take a look at what roles that they can be as a speaker. They're just like, I'm a speaker. But how many of you just really only consider yourself to be a keynote speaker? Go ahead and respond, whether that's a yes or a no. Okay, go ahead and let me know. And you can let me know on the platform, the little chat feature of the platform. Okay, so Janine said no. So I'm believing that's no, you didn't primarily consider yourself to be only a keynote speaker. So that's what I believe the no is pertaining to. All right, Darletha says, I'm not sure. Okay, gotcha, Janine. Perfect. All right. Wonderful. Okay, so yeah. Keynote speaking is actually one of many platforms. All right? So what we're going to do too, because I do believe that there are some other individuals who are trying to really get on. I'm going to share on social media. There are some people said they're trying to get on. She's on a cell phone. Let me see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say, join me now. All right, as I am live on the platform serving speakers. I think we're getting Toccara back. All right, so there we go. Let's see. All right.
I'll do some adjusting.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Is there an echo?
No, you should be fine. You should be fine. It sounds pretty clear.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, technology is not our friend tonight.
But we're going to press through it, though.
Always.
All right. So once again, everybody, I really want you to think about transformation that can take place beyond the keynote, because keynote speakers, they're really the primary speaker of an event. It could be like a conference or a large meeting. And normally for conference speakers, they're sponsored. Because, there are people like John Maxwell's, the Les Browns. I mean, anybody can really be a keynote speaker, but if you're talking about those who definitely get paid somewhere well into the 6-figure range for a keynote speech, you're looking at the John Maxwell's and the celebrity type figures. Okay, and normally these keynote speakers are sponsored by corporations, associations, and they really draw attendees to attend a specific program. Because if anybody says that Oprah's coming into town and going to be a keynote speaker, of course, the place is going to be probably packed within 24 hours. Okay, so we know that to be the case. All right. So once again, think beyond the keynote, and we're going to definitely go and we're going to talk about some of the other roles in just a moment. But we're going to definitely allow Toccara to continue off from where she left off. Now I'm trying to think about where she left off. But as far as Facebook having a great impact on all of us, I think you were sharing that.
Oh my gosh. I have to share Lakeisha and I's story. We met way back, probably about 5 years ago, actually, in 2012.
Right.
And she was looking for an assistant, and I was like, I can do that, and I was following her. And you know what? It just wasn't time for us to really, truly connect. Mm-hmm. And so now here we are, and years in, maybe 2, 3?
Mm-hmm. Maybe, probably almost 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing connection. And so the one thing that I always say is timing is truly everything. And so being mindful of that and not getting discouraged when it doesn't happen the way that you expect it to happen.
Right.
Timing really is your friend, and just allow it to be just that. So I absolutely love this awesome woman, and she's definitely sister. She's my life coach. Everybody needs a coach.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. When you're launching into speaking and writing books and all these things, you have to have a coach. And the one thing I will definitely say, and Lakeisha knows this, if it wasn't for the timing, I would have still been sitting on my business. I would not have launched it this past Saturday. I would have been sitting in a place, not understanding. One thing that actually 2 things, I won't share both. One, she really stayed on me about my gift and it being from God, and understanding that it's okay to put a reasonable price tag on your gift. And I think a lot of times us as Christians, especially women, servant leaders, we feel guilty about giving our gift the price tag that it deserves. Whether it be event planning, speaking, whatever it is, we tend to sell ourselves short because we feel, you know what, I'm a servant leader, I give to the church, I shouldn't do this, or just the whole Christian piece. And God really will make room for your gifts. So you're supposed to not pimp yourself or prostitute yourself. And that's real. You have to be very mindful and intentional when you're setting your prices. That's one thing she taught me. Like, I'm cool with that. Actually, Lakeisha, I had a conversation with somebody tonight about that. I shared with them. Oh, yeah. And it was amazing. Because they're a photographer. He's a photographer.
Okay.
Hearing how he got burned, I said, you need to put a price tag on your gift. Got it.
That's it. And just like what Toccara was saying, not to really go too much into depth about that point, but you all know that you've probably seen me post it. You've probably heard me talk about it on an audio live broadcast about never selling yourself short. Especially when it comes to speaking, because I did a live broadcast today and I kind of asked the question whether they remembered the price tag I said you should be starting with at the get-go when it comes to being a keynote speaker or any type of speech that you're providing. It shouldn't be any lower than $3,000 to really be taken seriously by meeting planners or just other professionals in the speaking world.
Absolutely.
So what are you about to say, Toccara?
The second thing that Lakeisha had to get to understand was my brand. I'm the type of person who I want to save the world. I want to help everybody. And so when we were really mapping things out, she's like, Toccara, and it wasn't in person. It was in a inbox chat, and I could hear her saying my name. I could hear her saying it so clear. Toccara, you cannot do that. You have to be very intentional knowing what your brand is. And I'm like, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. And she's like, no. And And she streamlined it for me, and it made so much sense. Like light bulbs went off the next day. I totally understood because I knew what my ministry was, but I just didn't know if that was supposed to be mixed within my business, but it is. And so just, again, if I can't say anything else tonight, having a coach is a life-changing experience because you can be that cheerleader for everybody else, but who's cheering you on? Who's in your corner pushing you to unlock and live and rediscover who you are as an individual and really pushing and birthing out whatever that business is or concept idea. You have to understand that you can't do it by yourself. It's impossible.
Wow.
With a capital I with the spotlight like in Vegas on there, it's not going to happen.
And you mentioned something that's really, really powerful as far as the concept of coaching. When it comes to our journey as leaders, we all need someone, just like you said. You know, where would I be if it wasn't for Robert Kiyosaki years ago? Where would I be if it wasn't for John Maxwell and his team? Where would I be today? Right. You know, I would not be here. Where would I be if a former pastor from Jersey didn't say, you know what, come here. I want to disciple you. I want to help you to understand the word. I mean, really kind of go down, gospel by gospel, help me to understand clearly. Not that I didn't understand it, but help me to understand all the connections. Where would I be? Where would God have brought me if it had not been for me listening and actually humbling myself to say, okay, I want the help. You know, and I actually told God this. I said, look, God, look, hey, boom, I understand the calling. I got you. And this is how I was talking to God too, mind you.
Yeah.
I got you, but listen. But listen, though.
Right?
And, you know, for anybody.
Run that back.
Yes, and for anybody that's from the north or the northern area, we talk with our hands. So we like, listen, boo, wait, hold. So wait a minute, though. And so this is how we were talking, and this is how I was talking to God, like, hold, but let me help you understand. I can't. That's how I was, and and so I'm talking to God like this, and I'm like, listen, you need to get me help. I understand. You want me to go out there, but I'm not going to make a mess or a fool of you, nor myself. So and then, of course, when you open up your mouth to God and you ask him for stuff like this, beware. It's going to seem like a flood just all of a sudden just happens and comes. Yes. And so help is near. It's nearby. It's right in front of you.
Yes.
But you just got to see it. Do you see it? I hope you see it.
You want it.
Right.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that my walk and my talk had to add up. And it was going to cost me something for that to happen. That's it, everybody. I mean, it all comes down to this. Let your actions speak. Oof.
I tell people, I mean, and you probably experienced this yourself. Along your leadership journey, people probably said they're going to do this. Or you might have actually said this yourself. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to accomplish this. Okay, so think about where you are right now. And think about where you were around this same time last year. Are you around the same position, status, financially, relationship-wise? Are you around that same situation or same area as far as healthiness? Think about it.
The only thing that's the same for me is I'm single. No.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. But hold on, wait a minute. It may appear as though, because Boaz is in the natural realm, you just don't see it yet.
See, and this is why she's my coach. In these moments right here, I can be all in my feelings and all in my thoughts, and then she flips it just like she just did.
I mean, think about it for everybody that's listening right now. I mean, it's not that it's not here.
Right.
It's just not physically seen in the natural. You can't physically see it. It's spiritually it's here. Everything that God has for you is here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in his timing, because his timing is not necessarily ours, right? You know, our lifespan is really but just maybe a day for him. So if we think about it, it's really a couple seconds for God. But it might be like 10 years for us. We're just like, okay, God, hurry, can you expedite a, express mail overnight ship Boaz right here? So that's how some people may feel, right? That's how it may feel. And to be completely honest with you, right? Even when it comes to me and with my relationship, it kind of just like sort of happened. If it makes sense, sometimes it just happens that way. And it happens earlier, and I have my whole life planned out. And listen, when you're on your leadership journey, it's okay to make plans. Make your plans. Set your goals. And I know, Toccara, you probably can agree with this too. Set your goals, because it was my goal. And I just, little snippet, okay? It was my goal. I was like, okay, boom. I'm going to be an attorney. By the age of 30, I'm gonna be an attorney, and I'm gonna have my kids. I'm gonna be married a little before then, like maybe about 25, and then I'm gonna have like 2 kids. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna have like 5 kids. Yeah, 5. 5. Listen. But after the first one, I cut it down to 2. So I'm going to have 5 kids. And so, yeah, that didn't happen. And of course, my husband was supposed to be light-skinned, goatee with braids. But this is a whole nother, I know this is supposed to be training/leadership journey.
Lakeisha, you're helping somebody.
And that's the way it was supposed to be. And it was supposed to have like the New York accent. Because remember, I'm from the tri-state area, so he was supposed to be from New York. Now, keep in mind, my husband is from New York, and he does still sort of have his New York accent. He had to really have, the accent had to be strong. It had to be to the point where if he said mother, it had to be like mother. So don't judge me. So don't judge me, but that's the way, that was a requirement. He had to be able to say mother. He can't say mother correctly. It just wasn't going to work. Look, for the professional speaker, he had to say mother. That was the correct way to say it. For me, you say mother, and it was like, okay, I do. So that was just...
Let me just slide this in here. Leaders laugh and have fun, okay? So this is just the real raw us, but it doesn't discount who we are as leaders.
By far. I tell you, anybody that connects with me or hangs with me, you're gonna laugh regardless. And if you don't laugh, you don't have air in your body. You're not breathing. It's just So
hold on, then you get the 2 of us together. It's a wrap.
It's like one of those moments where you got the gel and stuff. It's like they drop the mic.
For real.
So here it is in the flesh, right? So coaching, we touched a little bit on that. We talked about how you got to have fun.
Yes.
And with the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign, we have fun. As a matter of fact, we're going to be having fun. I know I don't know if Toccara is going to be able to be there, but we're going to be having fun on Saturday. Okay, and I'm going to share with everyone a little bit about that. Okay, so I'll be giving you some information. We may, of course, be able to stream it live. For those of you who can't physically be present, we'll be able to stream some of the training live from the campaign group. Okay, so just stay tuned for that. But I wanted you to talk, Toccara, a little bit about how you intend, well, first of all, introduce, what's the name of your business? We know you're an entrepreneur. What's the name of your business? We see it back there in the background on your banner.
I don't know the name. My name is Lady Boss.
Okay, all right, Lady Boss. There you go. Introducing Lady Boss. And so share with us a little bit about what it is that you primarily do and how you intend to really build leaders in the near future with your company.
Wow. First of all, I was very intentional with the name of my business. I asked God to give me a name of my business so I wouldn't have to hyphenate my name when I got married. Never knew. Go ahead, what?
So, okay.
I know. See, this is what I'm telling you. When God answers prayers, you don't know what it's gonna look like. Because here's the thing: I'm the last Steele woman. I'm the last woman in my family with the last name Steele.
Okay.
So I wanted something to memorialize and keep the legacy of the Steele name.
Well, how can your son, if you have a kid or whether it's adopted kid, biological kid, the kid first name can be Steele.
First of all, we're talking about me having a child and
Okay, go ahead.
So God gave me vault of Steele. So vault of and then Steele, Steele,
okay.
instead of the way that Steele makes a vault.
Okay.
So with that, my logo has fire in it with the vault door open.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means through coaching and empowerment speaking and business and concept consulting and of course writing, I have the ability through God, of course, to unleash the vault of people. So later he gave me live, unlock, rediscover, because that's what you're doing when you open your vault. When you finally unleash your vault, you're living your life. You're unlocking the different intimate parts of you, the giftings that you might have been sitting on forever and not knowing how to ignite them.
Right.
So maybe it's something that you read, something that you heard, something that one of the sessions through coaching or just being there as the strategist, helping you launch your business or organization. It's the vault that's within you that's opening. Now, I will say this. When he gave me Vault of Steele, I had no clue it was going to be life coaching. It was going to be mentorship. It was going to be writing, empowerment speaking. It was going to be none of that. I had no clue. I had it written down. I had the logo together. It wasn't until probably the past year and a half, maybe I started putting all the pieces together.
Okay.
So I love how God does things because for my job, I travel a lot. So I was on the highway when he gave me this idea.
Wow.
And I'm like, Vault of Steele? What?
Right.
Because instantly when I think of vault, don't judge me, I'm about to age myself.
Okay, go ahead.
When I think of vault, I think of the Flintstones, and they have, there's a, I know, cartoon, by the way. There is an episode where they have stuff in this vault, but you have to remember it's the Stone Age. So literally, the bank teller is pushing these rocks out of the way to get to the vault. And when the vault's there, it's open. It's a wide array. And every time I think of vault, that's what I think about. Because once you push past your pain or push past your fear or push past I'm not good enough or no, that can't be, at the end of the day, you get to this vault that has so much fire and so much potential in there. And so God is trusting me with women, thanks to me knowing my brand, to allow them to live, unlock, and rediscover who they are in a new way.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a Selah moment. But seriously, I mean that's really, really good. So understanding that you primarily work, that you're called to work with women, and so what does the world look like for Vols 3 years from now?
3 years from now, well, I definitely want to be doing this full time because right now I still work my 9 to 5, which I love. I want to be doing this full time. And here's the one thing I will say. When you know your purpose and your calling, that's it. Things will attract to you. You will know how to attract to it. And so my goal is to be writing books, speaking, coaching on a full-time basis, traveling the world, international. I've received prophecies that I will be international and helping different women in different countries unlock and receive who they are in a new way. And I want that.
Gotcha.
3 years from now. I really do.
Gotcha.
And I just want to be very intentional with getting there. And I know when you know what's ahead of you, even if it is a glimpse, that gives you enough faith to keep pushing. Driving towards that. It might not be everything that you want right now, but as long as you keep fueling yourself and knowing who you are, knowing your purpose, knowing your identity, it's all going to come together somewhere, somehow. You don't know when. But that's the nugget for me, at least.
Got it.
You know what? I know. I'm pushing. Okay, well, I'm a little closer. You know what? I'm still going to push. That's one thing about me. I'm very driven. Always have been. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. So 3 years down the road, I want Lady Voss to be traveling with me in my private jet as we're going somewhere, and I'm like, hey, Lakeisha, my private jet's coming back to get you. I need you to be on this platform, such and such canceled. Hey, you know what? Didn't we say you were supposed to be here anyways? Why we didn't follow through with this? So, hey. Lorenzo gonna be at the Norfolk airport. Need to be on this plane. Hey, don't worry about no wardrobe. My stylist already got your size. Got the red bottoms for you too.
Oh.
Don't have to worry about a thing. Okay? No, we're
awesome.
good.
Awesome.
We're good. We got those too.
Well, I'm definitely anticipating that. And I'm so glad that you mentioned this. I'm going to be talking about a little something towards the end of this. And it's amazing, and it's really important for you to take note of some of the things that Toccara has been sharing everyone when it comes to speaking, because not everyone, when you're first starting out, it's not that you're going to wake up and overnight you're going to be an international speaker.
Right.
It doesn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way for me. I know that there are certain things. I mean, God definitely moved some pieces around and connected me with some great individuals, and doing that today, connecting me to great people. And I'm going to share just a little bit about where the Born to Lead campaign is going actually in a week and a half. But it's important for you to take note that you need to have a goal. Where do you see yourself as a speaker? Thinking about the roles that you want to occupy, whether it is, what did we talk about? Keynote speaker, or if you want to be a trainer, okay? Or perhaps you want to be a concurrent speaker. I know it's a big word. It really doesn't mean anything but just a speaker who joins the platform with other speakers. And let me give you a perfect example of that. For example, in another week and a half, I know myself and 5 other women is accompanying me into Nigeria. Into Nigeria, and we're going to be meeting up and actually doing some work with women there. And we're actually opening up the Nigerian location of a nonprofit for women there. And so it's going to be an amazing experience. And the way that things are working is that we'll be able to do this on an annual basis. And this is going to allow people who want to travel with us, want to really speak, want to be able to work with women on an international basis. You'll be able to do that. But it's a gradual process. We didn't always have this opportunity, but we kept pushing and pressing. And as a matter of fact, I think one of the young ladies that's on the platform, she just had this thought, this idea, this goal of hers to really travel and to do some great work. I think Latoya Flowers, she's one of the ladies that's going to be coming with us into Africa. And so we're really excited for her. And the biggest announcement, of course, a part of this platform tonight is being able to bring the Born to Lead campaign there. Yeah. So because a part of what I'm doing, I'm going to be talking about winning leadership. All right. And of course, specifically talking to women, it makes sense to talk a little bit about the campaign. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's going to be happening and the transition and things like that as far as Africa is concerned towards the end of this. But I do have one more question for you, Toccara. What has been your biggest struggle? Because even along our journey, okay, our journey, and I do see your question, Renisha. I'm definitely going to get your question. Along your journey as a speaker, what has been the most difficult, as a speaker, as a leader, really the same thing, what has been your most difficult obstacle that you had to overcome? And how did you overcome that?
Okay. Self. Self. One word. However, it can translate into many different things, even though it's one word. Confidence, I didn't have it. I had a lack of confidence. I thought being a speaker, I had to have a certain poise and do it a certain way. And no, I'm just me.
Right.
And anyone who knows me, I'm silly, but I'm real, and I love hard. That's just who I am. And I take that into when I speak. I just keep it 100. And when God tells me to shift, I shift and listen to him. And one thing I had to learn with self is that it's not about the number of people who are in the audience. It's about that one person, because there's always one, that one person that God has assigned you to, that you sharing will impact in some way, will shift something. If it's a mindset, will encourage them to, keep moving, whatever that thing is that you're depositing into that person. Because it's always one.
Right.
Complete the mission.
Wow.
Complete the assignment. It's not about filling an auditorium. It's not about that. And so many people have that focus that that's what it's about. I need to make sure that if there's 1,000 people, no, it's not that. That's not it.
Right.
So and with self, I had to be. This is the one thing we talked about this in some of my coaching sessions. I thought I had to have all these credentials to be a life coach. I have all these credentials to be, certified in this and an expert in that. And God checked me after one of our sessions, Lakeisha. He said, I am the expert. I'm the one who gives you the gift to do everything that it is that you need to do. You don't need that certification to open doors. I'm the one who opens doors. And I'm like, you get into all that. At the end of the day, I had to get over me and the opinions people had towards me to do what it is that he's called me to do.
Got it.
So that's the word, self.
And it's so funny that you're saying all this, because Ranisha's question, she was asking us, what would you say to inspire someone who knows their gifts and talents, but is having a hard time trying to get established?
Get over yourself.
Right.
Today, it's not about you. You're just being used to complete the assignment. I had to learn that. It's not about me. Not about me.
And here's the other piece too. Sometimes, just maybe sometimes, there are certain things that we want. We really, really want to do. But we think that we can go the journey alone. You're like, man, I'm not going to spend that money. Nope. And here's the truth of the matter. Everyone, like I said, everyone needs someone.
Yeah.
And if you really want something, you're going to go and get it legally. Got to put that in there,
Right?
Okay. You're going to go and get it. So right. I'm talking to everyone that's on the platform, listening on the podcast. If you're watching this, don't go the journey alone. Get a mentor, get a coach to help walk alongside of you to get it done. If it wasn't for me, getting a speaker's coach, author's coach. When I say I had every coach in the book and trainer, I had a personal fitness trainer, right? But now, of course, I had to graduate. He had to let the birdie fly. At one point I was like, well, another month. He was like, nope. But here's the thing, at some point you're going to need to say, okay, like Toccara said, let me get over myself. right? And let me just walk in what it is I need to do and get connected. Get
Yes.
connected.
Oh my
Even
God,
if
yes.
even if it's not me, if it's not Toccara or anyone else that's a part of the Born to Lead campaign, connect with someone so that you can really activate those gifts and
Yes.
really get clarity in where it is that you need to be going in this season, because every
Yes.
season is different.
Yeah.
Every season is different.
Wow.
So what
Wow.
were you going to say, Toccara?
Wow. That's so powerful you said that. Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I found my first book yesterday that I wrote, and it's called The Reinvention Project, When Failure Speaks. It was 8 authors, including myself.
Mm.
And I was sharing with my friend, she's working on her book, and I was just reading some of the stuff to her, and I was getting blessed by it. And what I had to share with her, I'm like, when you're in a season and you pour out, you really understand who you are when you are attached to the assignment and you love the assignment no matter what.
Right.
And that's really important, is loving the assignment no matter what, because you're going to have up, down, left, right. You're going to have high days. You're going to have mountaintop days.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you have to stay true to that assignment. Now, that book didn't go anywhere. Okay? We can't even republish it if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I could have looked at that as a failure. I didn't. I looked at it as a stomping ground, just to be able to be like, you know what, I'm going to stand up on this, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to write. Just because this one didn't go anywhere, it allowed me to be able to know that I do have a gift.
Right.
And so I say that because sometimes we doubt our gifts, and it can be because we don't have the right people around us, and you have to be very intentional when you have your circle of people, because they might not be the right circle in that season or where you're supposed to be.
Right.
And it's you have to be able to know that. And I say something else. I said this in a talk. It came out of nowhere. That's how I love how God uses me. I said, so often, especially as women, we're quicker to build a wall than we are to build a bridge. If we build the wall, we know we can stand behind it. It's going to protect us. We know what's there because we built it.
Right.
Us. It's our shield. And you can't get anything in if it's a wall. But if we just knock that down and build a bridge, we can cross and connect with other women to be able to be true to our assignment. We're not true to our assignment when we build these walls, because we're not getting anywhere.
Right.
And that's a common thing. The wall's common. You know the wall's going to be there. You built it. You know what it's made out of. And you really know what it takes to break it down if you really, really, really want to. But you choose not to because it's your shield.
Right. Wow.
And I said that during a talk. I was like, man, is anybody recording this stuff? Because that is not in my notes. But a bridge, I mean, and as women, we don't do that.
Right.
We are not quick to connect with other women. And you don't know this woman that you're admiring, her Imani purse and her Gucci shoes. You don't know what she needs from you. That might just be a materialistic cover-up. I'm just saying. So, and that's that whole get over yourself. Because it's not even about you.
Yeah, that could be a whole nother message or sermon anyway, because I was actually, I don't want to say God got me on, regarding that particular topic, but he just simply told me not to wear anybody else's name. But, I'm still I have some Nikes I'm still gonna wear because they're I can't. I'm gonna be obedient, but I'm not just gonna sit there and let them rot because we paid a little pretty penny. But anyway, I'm gonna be obedient.
Why wear somebody else's name when you've been created to be the name?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Hence, let me give you a little sneak peek. Boom. Boom. Boo. 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 So, but what I was gonna say? See, I done lost track. I don't know. Okay, but
You know that.
roles. going back to that, you just need to know clearly what it is that you want to accomplish. You see, what we're doing right now, this is like radio, internet radio / webinar. And you can be a webinar speaker. You can be a podcast speaker, a TV show host, radio show host, speaker. You don't have to limit yourself to just being a keynote speaker. Some people will say, well, I'm just going to since I'm an introvert, I'm just going to be a podcast speaker, where I could just be behind, a phone or whatever it is that you may use, just because you're introverted. Here's the thing. Let me flip the switch for you. Okay. Can you all hear me? Can you see me? Okay. Here. Let me share something with you. Those individuals who are really extroverted, sometimes they may be just a little bit too much for them to be in the spotlight. And they may just do better as a podcast speaker. Or how about if the introvert is a keynote speaker, because the introvert is going to touch lives rather than wanting to be in the limelight and being touched by the spotlight? How about if the extrovert is just a concurrent speaker, meaning that sharing the stage with someone so that you can build each other up and help each other succeed, instead of being so driven and ambitious and trying to be the first and being in the spotlight. Here's the reality of it all. You can be and participate in any role, but as long as you're being led by God and He's guiding and directing you as to what He would have you to do, you would succeed in any role anyway. It doesn't matter, because only God can really humble the choleric personality. The choleric personality is someone who is really dominating, want to be in charge. They're really an extrovert as well. Let me just tap into that. But then you have also the phlegmatic, and I'm sharing these two type of personality types with you. Here's the reason why. Phlegmatic is more like chill, laid back. Most of the time, they're like an introvert. And the reason I'm sharing these two simply is because I'm a choleric and my husband is a phlegmatic. What you have to understand is that with different personalities, you kind of sort of balance each other out just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Whereas I'm constantly running. And if it wasn't for me having a relationship with God and wanting to be led by God, because with the choleric personality, and I know I clearly got this from my mother, clearly. I know if she was watching this, she'd probably be like, oh my God. But it's like the drive is there. No one has to get me up in the morning and say, hey, you work out. No, because you're probably going to find me in my little room, right? Doing my own leg lifts and my own planking. You don't have to tell me to go plank. I'm going to go plank.
Wow.
You don't have to tell me not to eat that, because more than likely I'm not going to eat it, because I want to take care of myself. It's a desire for me to do that. And most cholerics are driven, but if they're not controlled by the Spirit of God, cholerics are going to run over people. I'm going to go and get it. I see it. I'm going to go get it. I don't care who's in the way, but you're going to make it happen. They're really not going to care. Phlegmatics, on the other hand, here's the deal. You also have to keep in mind that though phlegmatics are God's children too. So you have to you have to be careful and say, okay, they're going to move in their time. You're just going to pray. And and you're going to want to just say, okay, Lord, I'm going to let you be in control. You got it. You got it. And they're the ones that say you're doing too much. To the choleric, slow down, take a deep breath, So
Yes.
know your personality. There are some other personality types out there. I know I don't want to keep you all too long, but there's some other personality types out there. You really should do your research. Look up phlegmatic. Please don't ask me to spell that. Caloric. Caloric. Yeah, just like how it sounds. Hey. And then, look it up. And there's some others out there. And I just think that you need to look at it in the opposite way. Just because you're introvert doesn't mean you have to sit behind the microphone or behind the computer. You can be on stage because you all will have a powerful opportunity, okay, to touch lives because you want to take your time. You want to make sure people are changed. It's not about the dollar. It's not about you being in the spotlight. You really care about the transformation of other people. So your personality is not going to get in the way. And so you have to really look at all of these things and make a decision for yourself in your speaking business, which are going to be best for you. And I want to give Toccara, I want to give you an opportunity right now to just say some encouraging words as we prepare to wrap up. And I am going to share with you one last thing before we wrap up. So when we wrap up, I want you to hold your spot. Hold your space, okay? Because right now, of course, everything is recorded. So I want to say something outside of the recording. Boom. All right, so just to be a little clear, okay? So go ahead, Toccara. You could definitely provide some encouraging words before we do wrap up.
Wow. First and foremost, Lakeisha, this has been awesome. This has been awesome. I think we got to do more of this. I don't know, Bonnie and Clyde. I don't know what we're going to call ourselves, but something kind of...
I got to do it the other way.
First and foremost, let me say this. Stay focused. I say that all the time. There's a difference between really looking at a thing and locking in vision.
Right.
You have to lock on to this. If this is something that you know that you are born to do, you got to lock on to it. You have to be fully invested in this.
Right.
And again, it's going to come with its trials. It's going to come with its, I don't think I can do this. It's going to come with those moments, but you have to be locked into it. And you have to be able to be real with yourself and get over yourself and understand who you're really called to. That helps a whole lot. And being very intentional. I've been learning that probably within the past 2 and 3 months. God's been telling me, be intentional, be intentional. I'm like, what are you saying? But I get it. With anything that has a price tag, and know that your purpose has a price tag more than you think. Be encouraged. Stay around people who are really, truly vested and believe in the God purpose, the God assignments that are in you. Be very mindful to watch your hearing, watch what you see. All that can deposit seeds, and all it takes is a seed to be able to try to throw you off course. So being very mindful and intentional especially when you're launching. Real talk, I've had my website since January. Okay. I can't even tell Lakeisha how many dates that I've had. I got scared. I got so scared to do this because, oh my God, what are people going to think? I don't have the credentials. Blah blah blah. And so all of these things were running through my head. So stay focused, and staying focused sometimes means you got to have tunnel vision, and it's okay to have tunnel vision because you have to be so locked on your vision, so locked on what you're seeing, so locked on what you're believing that you can't see nothing else. You can't wave any other way. You have to go forward. There's no backwards. When you have your mind made up that I'm going to launch this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this speaker, I'm going to be this writer. Okay, it's in the atmosphere. You got to do something with it. Don't get stuck. And don't allow people to make you get stuck. And the biggest thing is don't allow self to get you stuck.
That's it. You dropped the mic. So how can people get in contact with you, Toccara, if they wanted to reach out to you once again, learn more about what it is that you do? How can they connect?
Absolutely. My website is www.bossint.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me, or you can send me an email at info@bossint.com and chat with me that way. If you're my friend on Facebook, like a lot of you guys are.
Right.
You can always inbox me as well, too. So, for those that are listening to the podcast, wow, thanks for being so locked into Leadership TKO, and especially with Lakeisha. She's going some places, and she's very locked on bringing those people that God has placed in her heart with her to many, many places, and I love that about you, Lakeisha.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
And listen, everybody, we truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you for being here, being locked in, right? And of course, hopefully you've enjoyed the speaking training. We talked about public speaking roles. Get the entire message. Head on over there to, look, and I'm actually using my hands a lot. Okay. Go on over there to, to the website, to the blog. And it's, of course, leadershiptkO.com/blog. Listen, all of this information, even details pertaining to Toccara and her website, all of that is going to be inserted in the podcast description area. That's right, description area. And you'll be able to learn more about her, check out her website, all of that good stuff, right? And get in contact with her, right? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. And again, once again, it's Pro Speaker Thursday today. So hopefully you've enjoyed the nuggets that were shared on the timeline. And if you're not connected, you're listening in on a podcast right now, you're not connected, listen, we have to get connected. Here's the reason why. There are less than 200 openings still available on the personal profile. You know, Facebook gives you that maximum 5,000. So listen, even after I did a sweep of the friends, we're still getting close to that 5,000 mark. So please go ahead, send your friend request if you'd like to get connected. All of the information, like I said, all the links that we discuss is going to be in the description area. Remember, everyone, tomorrow is Fitness Friday. And you know, we're going to get it in. We get it in every day. You know, the question is going to come. I ask you this question every Friday. Right? How many times have you worked out this week? So be prepared. I'm going to be asking you this question. Okay. So be ready. Be ready. Some of you are going to probably like end this session and just go drop to the floor right now. Exercise. I don't want you to do that, but I just want you to, she's going to get it in 1, 2, right? So, hey, but listen, be ready. Get your fitness workout in, get it right, get it ready, because we have to be in position to be physically well to make a bigger difference in the world today, and to really lead other people, because a part of leading yourself is taking care of yourself. I know I just stepped on some toes. Step on a pinky toe, a big toe. So listen, workout. Okay, so we're going to get it in Fitness Friday tomorrow. Everyone, hold on. Don't go anywhere for those of you on the webinar platform. But for everyone else, of course, if you are listening right now and you are on the podcast, remember, come back here 9:00 p.m. tomorrow evening so we can get more focused, get more fit, because leaders get fit. So until then, I do encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Thanks for listening to the Leadership TKO podcast. To continue the conversation of how to take your leadership from good to great, visit www.leadershiptkO.com.